I think that there's a really interesting conversation going on about quality right now. We've had a conversation in higher education in the last decade that's rightfully looked at how many of our students aren't retained, how many of our students don't complete, how many of our students leave, oftentimes having taken on debt. So how many of our students are placed in this position where higher education has harmed them? Now, some folks think that there's a trade-off by advancing that agenda with a quality agenda. How do we ensure that when someone gets a credential, that credential is meaningful and reflects the learning and capabilities that that student has achieved? And I think that more and more it's incumbent on state systems to think about quality in a slightly new way. One way in which I think that is achieved is, we're having more and more conversations around the importance of equity in access and outcomes to higher education. And I think it's an important insight for systems to push that equity becomes pretty meaningless if we don't have parallel conversations on quality. If we have more students from underserved populations earning credentials, but those credentials don't reflect learning, then we're doing those students a disservice. And so, I think that one role that systems play in the quality conversation is articulating to policymakers, to legislators, that quality needs to interact always with our completion agendas and with our equity agendas, that the two are really one and the same. The other ways I think that systems can interact with quality is by developing some shared language and some shared measures that can articulate different aspects of quality that campuses can use when they're thinking about what are our learning outcomes and how are we achieving them. What are the outcomes that we want for our students beyond their time on our campus, and are we achieving them? And so some of those are facilitating conversations around what are our students' wage and labor outcomes? Are they being employed? Are they delivering skills that are valued in the marketplace? Some of those are we developing skills in our students that allow them to adapt over time to a changing economy? And I think that those are conversations that are really difficult to happen at the campus level, that systems can spur, that really can connect the conversation that happens at campuses around quality and learning outcomes to the conversations that often legislators, employers, sometimes the public care about in terms of, if I go to this university, am I going to be prepared to get a job?